Hi everyone, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Love your Mous Limitless 3.0, but just wish it were MagSafe? You might want to take a look at the new Mous Limitless 4.0. The thinnest Limitless case ever, the Limitless 4.0 is fully MagSafe compatible, as well as featuring Mous's extreme drop protection. Exactly how protective that is slightly unclear, as Mous doesn't list any drop ratings for its cases. However, the drop test stunts that they periodically publish are pretty darn impressive, with drops from cranes, helicopters, and the like. Let's take a closer look at the Limitless 4.0 for iPhone 12 and 12 Pro and the leather and speckled fabric finishes and see how they compare with the Limitless 3.0. Looking at the design of the Limitless 4.0, this is a one-piece case, quite rigid in construction, not much give here. It's made of a combination of polycarbonate and TPU, as well as some special drop protective materials. You have your choice of back panel materials here. This particular one is leather. You also have two wood options, an Aramid Fibre option, as well as something called Speckled fabric, which I'm going to be showing to you later in the video. As I said before, this is Mous's thinnest Limitless case ever. It's also a bit lighter weight than the Limitless 3.0 version for the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. So looking at our interior, we have hard plastic here. We also have this line of green stuff that goes around the perimeter of the case. This is Mous's special AeroShock material, special drop protective material that they use, which is responsible for a significant amount of the protectiveness of this case. Again, we don't have any kind of drop protective rating for this case, so you can't say exactly how drop protective it is, but it does seem to be a very well-made case, and I imagine it's going to provide quite good protection for your iPhone. So looking here at the back, this is a hard plastic. There's no lining on here. This is different than with the Limitless 3.0, which is lined in a soft microfiber. The Limitless 3.0 also has a spot for two SIM cards and a SIM card removal tool. Those are not present with the Limitless 4.0. And the back of your Limitless 3.0 case is a bit thicker than with the Limitless 4.0, although apparently they provide basically the same amount of protection for your phone, at least according to Mous. There may be some very small difference, but apparently it is negligible. Both of these have magnets embedded in them. However, the magnets in the Limitless 3.0 make this case only compatible with Limitless 3.0 accessories, whereas the magnets in your Limitless 4.0 case make this compatible with any Apple MagSafe accessory, Mous MagSafe accessory, or properly crafted third-party MagSafe accessory. Putting your phone in the Limitless 4.0 case is definitely on the tight side, no question about it. So you're going to want to start on your left-hand side, put your bottom corner in first, and then your top corner, and then check both of them to make sure that they are actually properly seated. It's kind of hard to actually get them in there properly. Got to make sure they're down all the way in before you move to the other side to put on your other corners. And these are tight, but they will go on. You just have to be careful and patient. Once on, we have a nice tight fit on here. There is some give over your buttons, not much. Same is true over your port openings, but in both of these cases, it's quite minor. Overall, I think we have a nice tight fit on the phone. In terms of lip, we have a high lip on the bottom and on the top. That is your typical Mous arrangement. That allows the case to have significant protection for your screen while still feeling very slim in the hand. Because when you're holding it, you're mostly noticing how thick it is here in the middle, and here in the middle it's really not very thick at all. So it's also easier for swiping from side to side because, again, you do have those lower lips. Looking at this, it looks to me like the amount of lip you have around your screen is just a little bit higher with your Limitless 4 as opposed to the Limitless 3. It's not a huge difference, but I do think you get just a bit more screen lip with your Limitless 4.0. Overall, should be quite nicely protective. I do have a screen protector on here. This is the Sapphire X screen protector made of genuine sapphire. Fits great with this case. If I didn't have this on here, you would have more visible lip, but even with it, fits really well, and you do still have plenty of protective lip for your screen. Looking down here at our port openings, we have symmetrical port openings for an asymmetrical port design. Really wish Mous would fix that, and this really should be smaller on this side, but honestly, probably most people don't care that much. These are relatively large port openings. You shouldn't have any issue with most third-party lightning cables, but of course this case does support wireless charging, so you might find you're using that functionality less than you otherwise would. And of course this is going to work both with regular Qi wireless charging as well as MagSafe charging because it's a MagSafe case. Going up the sides here, you have a reasonable amount of grip on here. It's not terribly grippy, kind of a low to mid grip, but I find the mouse cases to be sufficiently grippy. I don't think that they are overly slippery. Going up here to our buttons, these are definitely better than on your Limitless 3.0. They are really good, super responsive, just excellent, excellent buttons here on your Limitless 4.0. And big improvement here from Limitless 3.0 to Limitless 4.0. We have a lot more space here to access your mute switch. So on the Limitless 3.0, the mute switch opening was too close to the top, so it was hard to pull down the mute switch into a muted position. You don't have that problem with the Limitless 4.0. Much better design here. Looking at our view from the top, everything looks great. Again, beautiful fit here with the Sapphire X screen protector. And then going over here to our side button, super responsive, just excellent. Also note that down here we have a spot here for a lanyard if you happen to have one or if you want to buy one additionally from Mouse, but one does not come included in the package. Looking at the back of the case, I think this genuine leather looks really beautiful with my Pacific Blue iPhone. Looks very, very nice. Has a nice feel underneath the fingertips as well. We got a bit of a pebbled texture. This is going to be reasonably good against fingerprints and scratching, although being leather, you do have to be a bit careful with it. We've got some mouse branding down here at the bottom. And then going over here to look at the amount of protection you have for your protruding camera, it is absolutely sufficient. It's really pretty good actually, but it's not nearly as good as the amount of camera protection you have with the Limitless 3.0. That's because this case simply has a thinner back as compared with the Limitless 3.0. The Limitless 3.0 has more space to go up around the back camera. This one has less. It's still sufficient. It's still going to give you lay on the table, but it's just not as much. So keep that in mind. If you're one of those people that's really concerned about back camera protection, then you might be a little bit worried about that, but honestly, I think it's sufficient. I'm not worried about it. As long as you put this on a flat surface, you're going to be absolutely fine. As far as wireless charging is concerned, this is going to work great with regular Qi wireless chargers, no problems there. And of course, being MagSafe compatible, it's going to work perfectly with Apple's MagSafe charger. We've got a nice tight connection, no issues. This is going to work well with Apple's MagSafe wallet. I think everything looks great there. Basically this adheres as well as any case that I have used with Apple's MagSafe wallet, but personally I think that Mouse's MagSafe wallet works better. The Mouse MagSafe wallet has got these little dots on the back, a bunch of little silicone dots, and they just help it stick on better. Gives you kind of like a friction against the case back, and overall I find that this one works better, although you do just have a 2-card capacity here as opposed to the 2 to 3 card capacity you have with the Apple wallet. So it's a little bit lower capacity, but overall I think it works well, and I think it's got a really cool look here, particularly given it's a leather wallet and you got the leather backed case. Removing this case from your phone is definitely on the tight side. You're going to want to start in your top right hand corner and push that one off. Mouse recommends you go to the top left-hand corner and push that one off, but personally, I tend to go down to the bottom right-hand corner and push that one off instead, and then take the phone out. But that's not what Mouse is actually recommending. In general, it's a tough case to get off because you really do have a tight fit. This is a bit harder than the Limitless 3.0 to get on and off. Just to show you our Limitless 3.0 here really quick. Again, got to make sure that your bottom corners are in there properly and your top corners before you put on the other side. And yeah, it's really, really tight. But I think it's just a little bit easier than the other one to get on. In terms of lip, your Limitless 3.0's got just a little bit less lip than the Limitless 4.0, particularly here in the middle. Just very slightly less. Still has plenty of protective lip though. And as far as your fit around the buttons and your port openings, your buttons are a little bit less loose, a little bit tighter. Port opening pretty similar. You got the same port opening arrangement. Sides feel similar, although in terms of color, these are more of a grayish black as opposed to a black that you get with the 4.0. And your buttons are not quite as good. You have just a bit better buttons on the 4.0. And this is what I was talking about in terms of your mute switch area. Definitely not as good here with the 3.0. This is really too high here, so it's difficult to reach in and pull down that mute switch for a lot of people. You don't have the same issue with the Limitless 4.0. Nice view here. Everything looks good here. Your side button is good. I don't know why the volume buttons are not quite as good. And then looking at the back, this is our attractive Aramid Fibre version. So this Aramid Fibre version is also available in the Limitless 4.0. I just don't have the Limitless 4.0 Aramid Fibre version to show you, but you can imagine how it looks. I just wanted to show you the difference here in terms of your camera lip. You have quite a bit more lip here for your camera as opposed to what we have with the Limitless 4.0. So that's going to be a big deal for some people, not a big deal for others. And of course, again, this is only going to work with the Limitless 3.0 magnetic accessories made by Mous. It is not MagSafe compatible. Removing this from your phone is a little bit easier than with the Limitless 4.0. Again, I prefer the top corner and bottom corner method, but Mous wants you to remove this corner and this corner. Finally, looking at the speckled fabric version of the Limitless 4.0 that Mous sent me. Again, putting it on, just make sure that those top and bottom corners are properly seated. It's going to make the rest of the case a lot easier to get on. And then top, and then make sure that side button goes on, and then go down to the bottom and push it on. We have exactly the same fit we were just looking at with the leather version of our Limitless 4.0. Again, you can see we've got that little bit higher top and bottom lip as compared to the Limitless 3.0. Tons of protection for your screen with this. Really nice look overall. The sides of the case are going to be exactly the same in this speckled fabric version. It's just the back panel that's going to look different. Overall, nice slim fit on here again. This is Mous's thinnest Limitless case ever. And then looking at the back, this speckled fabric is a coated fabric. It's PU coated, so I believe that's polyurethane. It has kind of a rubbery feel to it. Definitely a grippy feel. This is the grippiest of the Limitless 4.0 cases and the Limitless 3.0 cases. So if you are into grippy cases, you're probably going to want to choose this one. Got our Mous branding down here. Really nice look and feel here. And again, I think this is a perfectly fine amount of lip around your camera opening. It's just less than you would get with the Limitless 3.0. So all in all, I think both the Limitless 3.0 and the Limitless 4.0 are going to be great case choices if you're looking for a very protective case for your iPhone. They're probably not the best choice if you're the kind of person who gets nervous installing and removing tight cases, or you're a frequent case changer. But besides that, I think that they are fine protective choices for your iPhone. Overall, however, I think that your Limitless 4.0 is going to be a better choice because of its broader MagSafe compatibility. You're going to be able to use this with a lot more accessories. Whereas with your Limitless 3.0, you're going to be limited to Mous's ecosystem of magnetically attached accessories. Again, we've been looking at the Limitless 4.0 cases for iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. These cases are available directly from Mous and have an MSRP of $59.99 for the leather and speckled fabric cases featured in this review, as well as for the bamboo and walnut options that are available. Mous also offers an Aramid Fibre version of the Limitless 4.0, which is priced at $64.99. The Mous MagSafe wallet demonstrated in this review comes in a single version, black leather, and is priced at $49.99. Many thanks to the kind folks at Mous for sending me out these samples to review. Don't forget to save 15% on your Mous purchase by using the coupon code in the description below. It's currently The Tech Reviewer, but these things sometimes change over time, so you might want to check the video description to make sure you have the most up-to-date coupon coupon code. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Finally, please do consider subscribing to my channel. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer with the Limitless 4.0 cases for iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day.